Hi there, Davey Cretin for Cretin Classics. Here is a brand new song review. Progressive rock band, they're American. Spock's Beard with the brand new song Invisible. Now, the song isn't officially out yet, it's only on streaming, but there is a picture of it. Spock's Beard, Invisible. It's almost the album cover. This is the single, the first song on the record. Now, here we go. The song came out, it was released on streaming Thursday, September 11th of 2025. The new album is coming out on Madfish Records, a new label for Spock's Beard. Song is Invisible is 6.5 minutes long. The first track on the album, it's from their forthcoming 14th studio record called The Archaeoptomist, coming out on my birthday, November 21st, 2025. A historic birthday for me too, because I'm turning 30 years old. But at any rate, the song is written by Ryo Okamoto, Spock's Beard's keyboard player, and Michael Whiteman, who co-writes every song on the album. He's from the prog band I Am the Manic Whale. Lyrics on this first song by Alan Morse, the guitar player from Spock's Beard. Since I'm naming the members of the band, Dave Meros on bass, Ted Leonard on lead vocals, some guitar, some keyboards, and brand new drummer and singer also, Nick Potters. In fact, all the guys are credited with vocals on the album. It's going to be 6 tracks. The title track is almost 21 minutes. But more on all the other tracks when the record comes out. I'm going to do a full album review. The album's coming out on 2 LP red vinyl, gatefold packaging. It's also coming out double LP black vinyl gatefold packaging. There's a CD DVD set being released in 5.1 with high resolution 24 and 48 stereo mixes, digipack with an 8-page lyric book. And then what I'm probably going to get, the Digipack CD with a 12-page lyric booklet. I don't know why there are more pages of lyrics. Maybe there's more photos in the one that's a standalone CD. That's what I'll probably get. So track 1, Invisible, like I said, the music is by Ryo and Michael. Lyrics by Alan Morse, 6.5 minutes long. It begins with a cappella vocals where it's Ted Leonard, and it might be the new drummer, Nick Potters, singing the high harmony, but it could be Ted Leonard himself, I'm not sure. So there's this a cappella vocal intro, and then at 22 seconds, you hear a plinky keyboard, or it could be Alan Morse on guitar. You just hear this ding, this weird plinking, pinging ding. And then the music crescendos, and it crashes in 5 seconds later, 27 seconds into the song, and it immediately has that classy, classic Spock's Beard sound to it. You get some really nice organ work from Ryo throughout the song, but especially right at the beginning. And then at a minute and 6 seconds in, you get this cool lead synth line that snakes its way along until Ted comes back in with the lyrics for the first verse at a minute 23 seconds. So you get like this nice 16-second synth solo from Ryo. Very cool. You hear Alan riffing along on guitar, and you hear those Alan Morse squeals in the background if you listen carefully like I did on earbuds. And then you get Nick's tumbling drums into the first proper chorus at the 2-minute mark. And it's a very catchy chorus, yet it rocks. So, classic sounding Spock's Beard all the way. You get Dave Meros burbling along on his bass guitar throughout the song. Second chorus hits at 3 minutes 10 seconds. Then you get some exquisite unison prog lines by the whole band of instrumentalists. Then you get this unusual, slightly unusual sounding, and you know it's Ryo on the keyboards, Ryo Okamoto. Get this kooky keyboard sound at 3:45 in. And there's like a lead keyboard part and there's a background keyboard part. And then at 4:16, you get Alan's solo, but he's either doubling himself, but more likely it's Ted Leonard. And Ted might be doing the slightly lower part of the guitar, like it's almost a dual lead guitar solo. And then I think the higher harmony is Alan on guitar. That's my guess anyway. So from 416 to 456, you get the guitar solo section of the song. Then you get this quick bass and drum part. You have Rio coming back in on organ at the 5-minute mark. Let me just flip my page here. Finish off my notes. You get Rio really wailing throughout the whole song. And you could tell that this album, he produced the album. And by the way, I didn't mention that. He produced the whole album. He spearheaded it. He went to each band member's home studio to record their parts for the album. And it's mixed and mastered by the infamous Rich Mauser, of course. Always has that long relationship with Spock's beard. So I was saying, you could tell by all the keyboard sounds and just the way this is a very strong proggy keyboard song that it's Rio's baby. And then he goes back to that nutty Rio keyboard sound until the vocals come back in at the 5:53 mark. And I wrote down that each band member shines throughout this song. And new boy Nick Potters definitely makes his presence known behind the drum kit on this song. And I love the thunderous climax to the song. And then there's just an abrupt ending. So it's a very cool first track. Now, the first time I listened to it, it struck me that the keyboard solo, that weird sound, just sounded off. And that's what I remembered from the first listen. But the more I listen to the song, and I've played it well over a dozen times now, I really enjoy it, and it's grown on me. So at first, you might be a little off-put by it, or just think it sounds a little unusual or different, but it's definitely worth playing a few times to get into. So I give this single a thumbs up, and I'm looking forward to the album. Now, just to prove that I'm a Spock's Beard fan, I grabbed some stuff from my collection. Really quick, it's not all in order, my whole collection. So I have the special edition of Snow, and it's opened up. I just keep the plastic on it to protect it, and because it has, of course, the hype sticker on it. So that, did I say Snow? That's 5, I'm sorry. V or 5, whatever you want to call it. Next, I have Snow. Also, it's open. It just has the hype sticker on it. So I kept the plastic on it to protect it. Then those are the albums with Neil Morse. Then I have the first one without Neil Morse, Feel Euphoria, and my jewel case is broken. There's the booklet, Feel Euphoria. That interesting cover. Colorful cover. Then I have the limited edition with 2 bonus tracks, Feel Euphoria, with the hype sticker about the European tour, if memory serves. Yep, that's what it is. Oddly enough, they were playing with Enchant. I hope you could read that on there. Spock's Beard playing with Enchant, and of course, Ted Leonard sings for Enchant. And this is before Ted Leonard was in the band as the lead vocalist. So this has 2 bonus tracks. I'm trying to open this little clamshell. Got some artwork, the CD, standalone booklet. Then I have the special edition of Octane, the second album without Neil Morse, with Nick DiVirgilio on lead vocals. I have a double live album from 2005 called Gluttons for Punishment. I should have taken the books out in advance. I usually do. Sorry for not doing that. There we go. Double live CD, Gluttons for Punishment. And lastly, I grabbed another double live CD. And this one is just called Spock's Beard Live. 2 CD set. So there's just some quick CDs I have to prove that I am a huge Spock's Beard fan. I saw them a bunch of times with Neil, and I've seen them a bunch of times without Neil too. So I've been a fan since the first or second album for like 30 years, since the mid-90s. Great band, love them. Looking forward to the new album. Just wanted to do this quick song review on Cretin Classics. I'm Davey Cretin. Remember to rock out, prog on, and pogo. Like, subscribe to my channel. I have some very diverse musical tastes, but I'm a big prog rock classic rock, hard rock, heavy metal fan, like a bunch of new wave from the 80s too. I like everything basically under the rock and roll umbrella. And tell me your experience with Spock's Beard. And I will have more Spock's Beard content coming up on my channel, including a review of the new album when it comes out. Davey Cretin for Cretin Classics. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.